Okay. So I want to take a second and actually have a fun little section where we practice a negotiation.
Let's do it.
And we're going to walk through it.
Okay.
You are going to be all of the besties listening, and I am your big, mean, scary boss. But like, how do you start this conversation? How do you make it as a woman not feel bossy? I hate that term. And how do you make it effective?
So here's what I'm going to do. Before I go in, the first thing I'm going to do is brainstorm. Is there anything that I can ask for that would make me deliver more impact, that would help me deliver more impact, that would lower my stress, that would make me happy? And then I actually, if it were me, I would check that list of 76 things and like, is there anything on here that I'm missing that could be beneficial? Okay, so now I'm going to have, call it 3 to 5 ideas of things I want to ask for. Hey, Vivian, thanks so much for meeting with me today. I'm really excited to talk to you about some things that we've accomplished and also some ideas moving forward. Is now still a good time to have this conversation?
And like a normal boss, I'm going to be like, not great. Let's do it next Friday.
I really appreciate you telling me that. That sounds great. So what I just did there is if you're in a bad mental state, I don't want to ask you for things.
Right.
So I would much rather you give me that jewel you just gave me, which is like, today you're going to get a no. Come back to me Friday. You're going to have a better chance.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So coming back to you on Friday.
Okay.
Vivian, thank you so much for telling me that last time wasn't good. Is now a good time to chat?
Yeah, let's chat.
Great. Well, I've sent you all the papers, so you've seen, like, looking at the past, in this past quarter, I've been able to increase sales by 5%, which we're really excited about. Looking forward, I actually think that next quarter we could do it by 10, which would help our department hit our goals. In order to do that, though, I wanted to talk to you about, now I'm just spitballing, but I wanted to talk to you about making sure that my compensation is in line with the above average performance. And I also wanted to talk to you about maybe attending this conference because I think I'm going to learn more to help me deliver on that 10%. What do you think?
I want to give a very realistic response instead of just saying yes, because you did a great job and I feel like I want to say yes, but I feel like there are so many managers and people, employees out there who feel like their managers would always say no. So what if I give you a wishy-washy answer?
Give me a wishy-washy or just give me a straight no. Yeah. I can handle with any of these.
Yeah. So I don't actually think many bosses would give a straight no. I would say, we'd have to check with HR on the budget and, when would the conference be? Like, would you have to take a lot of days off of work for that?
I understand. Here is when the conference is and what I estimate that it would be. Also, when you talk to HR, here's some of the other market data that I've seen. Based on my performance, it looks like I'm going to be in the $105,000 range. Is there anything that I can do? Would you like for me to take this to HR? Like, I'm going to try and make this as easy for you as possible. I want to automate this process.
Yeah.
Would you like for me to take it to HR?
No, I'm happy to take it to HR. I worry that is going to eat up a lot of our team's budget for the year.
That's an interesting point. One of the things I've wondered is when are budgets due for sort of like next year's reset?
We typically set budgets around October.
Okay, so let's assume this conversation's happening in March.
Okay.
Okay, great. What would I need to demonstrate in the next 6 months to prove that I deserve that raise?
Ooh, that's nice. Because now I got to tell you what I want.
So what I'm trying to do here is we know that bias is more prevalent when things are subjective. I'm trying to make it really objective. So what I want to if you give me a yes, great. If you're going to give me a wishy-washy or a no, I want to figure out exactly what I have to do so that next time it's like predetermined. Oh, she already asked, then she proved all these things. Okay, the first place this budget gets allocated is over here to her.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I now give you my list of you need to hit that 10% for next quarter. You've got to sign XYZ number more accounts. And I want to see you really get a handle on this new hire, this new intern, or this young analyst that we have. You're going to be managing that person.
Perfect. Now, if I feel capable of delivering on all those, I'm going to say, thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do. And then afterwards, I'm going to send it all to you in writing, right? Thanks for having this conversation. This is what we agreed on. Looking forward to, delivering. If any of those 3 things I don't feel prepared to do, I'm going to have a conversation with you. So let's see. One of the things you said was deliver on that 10%.
Yep.
I feel like in order to deliver on that 10%, I actually am going to need to have a shot at one of these 3 accounts. I know that you haven't decided who those are for yet. Can I have one of those? Okay, so this is like, I worked with somebody who the boss had said, well, you need to prove that you can run a P&L. You can't like make up a P&L.
Yeah.
Like your boss actually has to. And she was like, okay, great. When do I get that P&L? And he was like, oh yeah, I will give you this part of mine effective on Monday, right? So we're just going to guide them through the resources we need to actually deliver on
help me help
things.
you. Wonderful. And then you put it in writing. So we have a paper trail, a receipt.
And then every single time we check one of those boxes, I'm going to send you a note that says, thanks so much for sitting down with me. I'm really excited to say that we actually exceeded the 10% and we were able to deliver 12%. And then here's the key. I'm going to explain the impact that has on others. That could be the client, the team, the company, the department. This is going to help us hit our department number. Now I'm able to tell you what was done, but also tell you why it matters.
Yeah. Make our win everybody's win.
Yeah.
Ugh. What if you have a horrible boss who just says, no, 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 no. When you ask them for what you need to do, they're like, I don't know. And like, they're just not really receptive, because I have seen a lot of folks who run into that issue.
You need a new boss. So the number one determinant of your career success is whether or not your manager believes in you. It would be incredibly difficult to get a promotion or to accelerate the way that you can if your boss is sitting at the table saying, no, 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 she doesn't deserve it. She's not like, no, it's this person who should be up next, or it's this person who should get that opportunity. So if you have a boss, and I kind of use a rule of 3, like if you hear no once, to your point, there's all kinds of things that could be happening. The number one mistake we see people make is they ask for raises in December and don't front run that. Okay, fine. If you get no a second time, maybe there's organizational things happening. If you get no a third time, I have a really hard time seeing any scenario where that's happening and your manager is a sponsor for you. So now it's time to think about where else could you go. And a lot of times people choose to leave the organization. I actually always challenge, like, you've built political capital in that organization. You know how things work. You have friendships to get things done. People trust you. Is there somewhere else in the organization you can go? I think that actually makes it easier on your career. But leaving is also an option.